It's time to drop your cocks and grab your clods. Hey YouTube land, welcome back to another video. Today I have something immense. As you can see from the size of the box, I have purchased a Tamiya Clodbuster. Doesn't really require much of an introduction, so we'll leave that there. Anyway, fancy one of these for ages, and just the size of it, I mean, I love monster trucks, so this thing is legendary, so I had to get one. Anyway, we have some bits as well, ready to complete the model. I have the mica grey, I think that's called mica, no, metallic grey, sorry. And I have the mica blue, both in Tamiya colours, and I have a pair of pinions from RW Racing because I don't fancy the aluminium stock ones that come with the kit. Now, if you've built a few kits like me, you'll find that the aluminium kits wear rather quickly, and you get that horrible like grey manky grease stuff all over your gears, and it's just horrible. And the aluminium gear wears quite quick and ends up like sharp teeth. And then just a horrible, it's basically just horrible. Anyway, so pair of pinions, RW Racing, based down in Fareham, Neil Stubbington. He's a top guy, so if you're ever in need of pinions, I would check them out first. I'll put a link to their website down below. I have a full bore bearing kit, full bore race kit, that come from Fusion Hobbies. Again, I will post a link to their place below. And I have picked up a 35 kilo servo. Now, this was an eBay special and it was 20 quid. And because it was 20 quid, I was kind of eager to see how good or rubbish it actually was. Now, the guy is based in a place called Hayling Island, which is literally just a few miles down the road from me. So I'll give that a go. And if it's any good, we'll showcase it on the show a bit later and we'll see how good it is. And maybe I'll post a link to his shop. Anyway, so let's take a look in the box. Well, I'm sure that the internet is absolutely ram-jammed full of videos about the Tamiya Clodbuster, but like rifles, there are many like it, but this one is mine. So, now have a look in the box. Quick open up and see what's in there. Wow! Can't look at it too long though, because my face will melt off. That is just amazing. Let me show you, the audience, if you've never seen the inside of a Clodbuster box before. Now, I know the light isn't perfect in this room. It's the dining room. The weather's awful, so I've decided to come indoors. The workshop isn't particularly warm, so I thought I'd bring it in here. Anyway, so the inside of a Clodbuster box. Here we go. Look at this little layout. Classic Tamiya. We have the body shell. It's glorious ABS body shell. I mean, check out the detail on that. If you've never built, I mean, I've only ever built one Tamiya hard body shell, and that was my Monster Beetle, and that took me 5 years to build. But the mouldings are always brilliant from Tamiya. I'm sure you'll agree. If you are watching this video, I'm sure you've built a few Tamiya models in your time, and you will wholeheartedly agree with that. Here we have some Monocoque Chassis, brilliant design. Although I did take it out of the box, and I did realise why people offer up little reinforcing bars that go across here. I just gave that a little tweak with my fingers and you can see it flex. It's obviously a known thing, but part of the charm, I suppose, part of the character of the model. And here we have a pair of hubs, or two pairs of hubs actually. A bag of assorted, there's your motors, all your ball joint screws, etc. Sort of metal pressed parts. That's all in there. Like I say, classic Tamiya. All packed away nicely. You can almost never get it back in the box the way it came out. I think that's a bit wrong, to be honest, but there we go. And we have the stars are these massive tyres. These are actually almost the same size diameter as my MGT. So that's something, eh? It's actually bigger than the truggy tyres I have in my truggy, which is something you would have on a truggy. Right, so there's nothing underneath there, so that's just an empty box. Right in here we have your classic chrome bumper mouldings. It's nice. I know Tamiya models aren't like racy kind of professional things, but it's always fun just building one. You have some more chrome mouldings for the engine on top of the bonnet. And yet even more chrome mouldings. Presumably for lights, grille, etc. And we have some white stuff. There's your tailgate and some spotlight mouldings or whatever they are. I'll find out later when I build the damn thing. I'll read the instructions, won't I? Window assemblies for the cab. We just have your generic plastic mouldings on a sprue. There's all your shock absorber stuff moulded in blue. Next to that we have gearbox mouldings, etc. I say anyone who's ever built a Tamiya model is always, you know, it's always just nice to build. Gearbox trailing arm or whatever they're called, trailing links, etc. in there. Some more chassis components. I recognise those side bits from the Tamiya catalogue. Sits on the side. I don't know what sits beneath them. I haven't read the instruction booklet yet. Some hub carriers. Bit of a bag here. Here we have all the gears. So the light in this room is a bit poor. Plus I've got the window open. No, I haven't got the window open, but we're near a window, so you're getting the daylight glare off the bag. But as you can see, we have a load of white gears in there. Massive great teeth on there. Look. A load of springs, some more screws, some bearings. Plenty to be getting on with. And again, the counterparts to those monstrous tyres. These chrome plated wheels. Top banana. So there's a couple of pairs of those. Let's pop them there. And a nice little cardboard cutaway bit. And at the very bottom we have, I'm assuming, the manual. Yep, the manual's in there. And one of those couple of little leaflets with a little Japanese character probably saying don't drive it indoors or don't put the battery pack on your tongue or something like that. And we have a nice sticker sheet. So there we go. Now I have seen as much as you have. So that's good fun. Pop this all back together. Now I'm not going to go through the build step by step with you because I'm sure the internet is actually jam-packed full of stuff like that. So that would be kind of pointless. But what I will do is cover some key points or little things that I have found out. And I'm sure other people have probably found out as well and pointed out at the same time. But things that might be of interest to persons who maybe don't build a lot of RC cars. So this could be a short video. Like I say, because plenty of you out there have built a lot more than I have. So anyway, so that is the inside of the Clodbuster box. Any questions, please leave a comment below, or just if you want to give me advice on building a thing, leave a comment below. Which, by the time the video is finished, I would have built the damn thing, but there you go. But any comments, you know where to put them. Right then, chill planes, I managed to do a gearbox last night, so that has come along. As we can see, that has come along quite nicely. So I've done a whole gearbox, only just the one mine, and these trailing arm things. I've got the RW pinion in there, so that's nice. The only trouble I did have is, and if you've ever had the same trouble as me, let me know in the comments below, is putting these metal reinforcing braces on. This screw in here was a bit of a pain in the arse to get into the metal brace. I don't know if it was the tapping process on the plate or, you know, in the fabrication department or whatever, but it was a bit of an awkward one to get in. But that's pretty much the only trouble I had. I did notice though that I think It probably hasn't, but it seems like this one gearbox has actually more screws and bolts in it than my entire S-Works S12-2 for the entire car. So that's just, there's a lot of nuts and bolts in there. And there we go. The Clodbuster is all done and dusted. There we go, all stickered up, all painted. It's quite a nice blue actually. As you will notice, I've not actually filmed anything in between now and the stages from earlier, and there is a genuine reason for that, and I will go into that in a little while. But firstly, I want to show you a couple of bits that I've done. I did build the thing according to the kit, according to the manual, so I had the little cradle inside with the radio gear in it. But I've changed a couple of things since then. As you can see from here, I have made the shocks at an angle, and that just gives the suspension a little bit more of a sway side to side, I thought. So I'm going to leave it like that, and I will show you the inside now, and the body shell of course. Obviously one of the first things you'll notice here is that I have used the smaller original Clodbuster engine mount thing poking out the front of the bonnet, and that is because the other one looked a bit too ostentatious, as if you know, subtlety on a monster truck is kind of like a thing to have. But yes, I thought the other one looked a bit toyish actually, I thought. So I've gone for this one, and I cut the decal up to fit inside the smaller air filter thing, whatever it's called. I don't even know what I'm even talking about, who knows. Anyway, you'll also notice, so yeah, so I've done that, so that looks a bit more subtle. Like I say, as subtle as a monster truck can look. Anyway, so yes, you'll also notice I have these foam washers on the body posts, and obviously that is there to protect the body shell, because unlike Lexan, which is painted on the inside, these hard ABS shells are painted on the outside. So give it a couple of goes with a couple of sharp body clips and you will soon see the paint flaking off around the body holes, which I didn't really want. So that's gonna obviously just giving it a bit of a cushion and protect the paint a little bit. Let's move towards the rear of the truck. So the roll bar mounted spotlights. I painted these rims, the bezels, with PJ1, like a satin black. I think that kind of finishes that off nicely. A nice little contrast between the yellow, the black and the chrome. Also, talking of PJ1, I also did the rear bed. The bed is also done in PJ1, and that gives it, again, a nice contrasting finish to the rest of the car, and also makes it look like, well, makes it look rather black actually, to be honest. I also sprayed these bits as well, which the roll bar mounts onto, just to match in with the rest of the bed really. You'll see more of these foam washers here protecting that, and that's pretty much it as far as the body shell is concerned. Let's have a look on the inside. So here we have the inside of the Clodbuster. As you can see, I've removed the plastic cradle. I did have that all in there with the receiver and the speed controller. As per manual, it was all in there. But I decided to take that out because I thought I could probably shave a few grams off basically. So what I've done is I've put the speed controller here on this little slanty bit going down towards the steering servo, and I placed the receiver at the back here right underneath the aerial tube, just to give the, because I'm running Spectrum, they don't come with a particularly long aerial, so I thought I'd give it at least a fighting chance to actually get up through the body shell and up through the aerial tube. Although the speed of this thing probably doesn't really necessitate me having an aerial tube. I probably could have left it underneath the body shell, but in the interest of having an aerial tube and making it look a bit vintage, I thought I would just plonk that there. And also tidied up some of the wires, gave them some of a cable, tied them to other things. As I've put the switch on the side here, and also the motor cables I have pulled from either end obviously and cable tied them right in the middle there, so they come from the front and the rear and then cross over, and it just tidies it up a bit really, I suppose. And obviously you have full view of the steering servo, the budget 20 quid steering servo. What I will do, that was only 20 quid, it was 35 kilos. what I'll do, I'll put a link to the place I got it from in the description below, if that's any help, if you fancy one of those. And as you can see, I'm still running the Gowning 6500s that you saw in a previous video, actually. So apart from that, it is actually very, 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 very stock. And so, on to the reason why you haven't seen any of the rest of the truck being filmed. And that is because, basically, I wondered if I wanted to carry on doing this thing. After the rather lame performance of my Davey 504 video, which I actually found really amusing. If you haven't watched Davey 504 on YouTube, I suggest you go and have a watch, and you will see what I was getting at. After the crap performance of that, I was halfway through building this, and I wondered if I actually wanted to carry on. I had even briefly thought about deleting all my videos and dropping the whole thing off. So a little bit of a confidence thing there, a bit of a mental blip, as they say. But I had this footage that I've filmed for this, so I thought I'd better tail it off and tell you why you haven't seen any more. So that was that, and I have actually decided to carry on filming, and I have decided to carry on with my channel. So all 69 of you at the time of filming, thank you for subscribing and thank you for watching. It's much appreciated, and helps with the old dark nights, if you know what I mean. So that's quite so more of me to come, basically. Yeah, basically this channel, I wondered what the channel was all about. Obviously I ride on bikes and driving RC, and it's kind of frustrating a little bit. If you are also a small channel, you'll find it also frustrating that the amount of people in the world, and you have only 20 people out of billions watch your video over the entire planet, and you think, really, is it worth me doing this? So basically that was my thought, but I thought, well, do you know what, I do it for fun. It's not my job, it doesn't pay the mortgage. This is not my full-time thing. I do it in my spare time, and I do it for a bit of a giggle. So, might as well carry on. If I've enjoyed filming it, then, you know, it's been good fun, isn't it? So, I've decided to carry on. So, yes. But what I don't want to do is do the same thing as everyone else. And that is why my videos might seem a bit out there. A bit far out, man. So if you look up Clodbuster reviews on the internet, you're bound to find Clodbuster reviews on YouTube, and they're all the same. They all tell you the same story, and they all do the same thing. I just wanted to be a bit different. Not just with the Clodbuster review, obviously, but with my other things. So that's why I thought I would maybe do some RC stuff, but paying homage to other YouTubers. And that's where the Davey 504 homage video came from, basically. Like I say, if you haven't seen Davey 504, give him a watch, and then you might understand the video a bit more and see what I was doing. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you love the Clodbuster. It's a unique thing to drive, I'll tell you that much. If you haven't built one before or driven one before, I do recommend it. It does throw you off a few times in the driving department. It's a bit of a weird one, so it takes a bit of getting used to, and I'm sure I will have a lot of fun with it. Anyway, until next time, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like, share with your friends, tell them all about this channel because it's a bit weird, and ciao for now.